How does Virgo really work in true sky astrology? Listen up, my shiny friend, because the goddess is speaking and she is going to set the record straight. Because what if Virgo isn't just a maiden dancing in flowery fields and likes to tidy up a room? Why does Virgo season last longer in true sidereal astrology? And what exactly does that mean for you? And what have astronomers learned about the true nature of what's actually happening in the constellation of Virgo and how we can understand Virgo better because of it. And of course, you want to know, what does this actually mean for you and how do you relate to Virgo during this time? I'll be answering all of these questions, but I am going to also add a little bit of a tarot plot twist. So hold on to your horses because this is going to be a fun ride. Grab your popcorn, grab your favorite drink. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Beth Hansen, and I am a true sidereal astrologist. And I have for you a special gift. If you're new here, if you don't even know what that term sidereal means, well, it means that we listen to what the stars are telling us by seeing with our eyes where the planets are with the stars as a backdrop. That is different from standard Western astrology, but don't worry, I got you. I've got a free link down below, and if you want that, you can click on the new Zodiac unlocked. That way you will have all the details of how these cycles actually work and how your chart may change and how your sign might get an update. Link is in the description, so go download that now. So Virgo is the sovereign mother, the great goddess. She's not a maiden at all. The term virgin in ancient times actually referred to a woman who was independent and not either directed by a husband or a father, but somebody who was confident and had property of their own, a citizenship of their own, and an identity of their own. So yes, we do understand that she holds the wheat and feeds the people, but not as a slave or the maiden or the handmaiden. She does it as the queen and royal to make sure that all of those who she cares for, which includes everybody in her realm, is well fed and cared for. Big shift, huh? So yeah, she has standards for how things are going to be run, and she will be directing you on those standards during this what's called the Virgo season. The sun will be passing through. Now, in true sidereal astrology, true sky, real sky, there's a lot of different terms that people are using for it, but what it really means is if you look up at the sky and you can see the stars and you're able to see some of those planets through a telescope or whatever, you could see the stars that are backdrop behind them. And that is how the ancients watched the skies and learned about the planets and the turning of the seasons and came up with this vibrational understanding of constellations that bring us energy and give us guidance as we go through the year. And Virgo is showing up here, and she's going to be here for about 6.5 weeks. That's right. It's not a regular 1 month cycle. It's not evenly divided because she is the largest player on the zodiac. She takes up more space on what's called the ecliptic, which is basically the line in the sky that astronomers use to track the sun's movement against the backdrop of the stars, basically. And that's how the zodiac is determined, because there's a lot of constellations up there, but the zodiac are just the ones that are interacting with that ecliptic and therefore the sun and all the planets that go around it. So that is the astronomical true sky way of looking at it, and it is 48 degrees on a chart in true sky astrology, instead of 30 for each and every one. Every single constellation is different and has a different size and So the sun and all the different planets spend a different amount of time in each of those. And that is the magic happening somewhere around mid-September, around the 15th. That's when the sun moves into Virgo. And around the 3rd, 4th of November, that's right, November, that is when the sun leaves Virgo and moves into Libra. So the sun is coming in from Leo and landing in Virgo for 6.5 weeks. The entire month of October is Virgo. So there's a lot of Scorpios who are going to be kind of upset about that because they think that, they were born on Halloween and therefore they were Scorpios. No, that's not how this works. That is not the rhythm. That is not what's happening. Okay, so while she's up there, the sun is getting signals from that family of stars that represents Virgo. And this great mother energy is shining a light on you and your area of life, which we will get to later on. And it's not by rising sign, it's by what house Virgo is shining on you in your birth chart, which actually means houses, because the houses are an even 30 degrees. So multiple houses, 2 or possibly 3, but at least 2 houses are affected by Virgo, depending on, where it's landing. And you can look that up I've got a free chart calculator down below as well. So grab that and take a look and see where Virgo is going to be in what houses. And frankly, this goes for any other planet as well. Super magical to know that, super understanding, super simple to look up at the sky or use an astronomy app to see what planets are in Virgo right now. And then you pull up your chart and say, okay, they're in there now. This is the area of my life that's being affected by looking at your house. Fun? Easy? I think so. So while we are absorbing her energy, the great goddess here on Gaia, Mother Earth, there is that strong goddess connection. That's why you have to listen up, because the goddess is speaking. And she is interacting with her sister Gaia, and the energies are flowing, and we're getting that frequency for longer than any other constellation directly. Not just during the solar season, but every time the moon moves through there, takes longer constellation, more of that lunar energy is soaking up that constellation's energy. Those stars are sending signals to the moon that are telling our hearts and our intuition what needs to happen, and that happens every single month. And there's so many things that are going on here, but this isn't just about the stars of Virgo, because Virgo is actually at the center of an entire galaxy neighborhood, something that you will never hear them talk about in tropical astrology, because they don't care about the stars and what's going on in them. They just get stuck with those signs. So tell me below, what do you think of this? Did you come into this thinking Virgo was the critic, or do you have a strong Virgo placement like a sun or a moon that you want to know more about, and that's why you want to know how this is working for you in true sidereal astrology if you've made that switch? What archetype resonates for you? Is it the critic, or is it the mother goddess, queen of her domain? Let me know in the comments. So here's the fun fact. Virgo isn't just a constellation, it's the gravitational heart of 100,000 galaxies. That's right. Yeah, that's a lot of galaxies. And we live inside this Virgo supercluster, which is basically a cosmic supercity or neighborhood spanning 110 million light years. Huge. We're just tiny little ants, and yet we co-create with all these big energies. So this includes our own Milky Way, and that's why she's called the Mother of Galaxies. So when you welcome and tune into her energy over this time, you are embodying that gravitational center, and you are stronger for it. She's the Empress who pulls it all together, not just here on Earth, but among the stars themselves. So next time, if you feel that pull of Virgo towards perfectionism, it's not about being nitpicky or critical. It's about holding galaxies together and keeping the neighborhood a safe and happy place for everyone. If this breakdown of Virgo is lighting you up, then go ahead and download Unlock the New Zodiac below, because I have mapped out exactly when Virgo season starts and stops. And I even have a little bit of something about that magical, mystical guru of the cosmos, Ophiuchus, in there. So go ahead and grab that and learn more about the 13th sign and where you fit on this cycle of seasons from sign to sign. So how do we work with this Virgo energy in daily life? Well, she's here to remind us that imperfections are completely natural. It's just important to know where you can refine your life, whether it is in your health, in your habits, in your relationships, in your home. Virgo season gives you plenty of time to work on multiple areas of your life. You need to do a complete reset and deep clean of your house. Go for it. If you want to work in the garden or plant something new for, if you're in the southern hemisphere, that's a spring thing, but we are getting ready for our fall blooms here up in Minnesota, which is where I'm from, in the northern hemisphere. So whichever way you want to go, Virgo is here for you, and I will be detailing house by house how Virgo is showing up for you. And remember, multiple houses. I have Virgo starting in the 9th house, moving through my 10th house, and ending in my 11th house. So it touches on 3 houses. Yes, 3 for me. It might be 2 for you. And it's going to be different for everybody. And in order to know what house it lands on, you do need to know what your time of birth was, because that's the thing that determines your house. But you can go ahead and use the moon as your guide for that instead. So if you think of your moon as the ascendant, then just count that as the first house and just count the houses from the moon. That's a trick that I learned from watching some Vedic astrologers here on YouTube. And it works. It works for most people. So let me know in the comments what houses they're hitting, and we're going to get to that in a minute, but I really want to get to how all these little small acts ripple and align with the tarot. As a tarot reader of 25 years professionally, I couldn't let this go without addressing the elephant in the room, and that is the traditional association for Virgo in the tarot is the Hermit card. Yeah, the old man holding a staff on top of a mountain in gray robes and whatnot. Yeah, that's where they're associating Virgo with. No. Let's say number 1, female. I really took a hard look at it last year, and I'm like, wait a second, that's not right, because I'd gotten the book that told me where everything was and which major arcana went with which zodiac sign, and yeah, I saw that and like, no, that's not right at all. But I didn't quite know where to put it until I discovered true Sidereal Astrology. So the Hermit is a perfect match for Ophiuchus, our cosmic counselor, and groovy guru of the stars and life, the universe, and everything. That fits that sage, that ancient energy. The staff, oftentimes staffs are associated with snakes as well. So that all works well. But what about Virgo? Well, I've got the idea that I think it should be the Strength card. That's right. That maiden holding the mouth of the lion, power from within in a calm manner. The lion is not warring, the lion has been tamed. She doesn't conquer by force, she conquers by her strong Mother of Galaxies energy. And the lion knows it's safe and therefore doesn't have to go on the offense or defense with this great mother holding it in check. And basically, it's this strength energy in action, that empress of all galaxies. Now, it could be the empress too, but I think that's got another connotation. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I do want to mention this misalignment. It's not like ancient. It's a 20th century remix by Arthur Edward Waite. He's the one who decided that this is the right card for Virgo. Here's where it gets really interesting. Once you swap these cards, something clicks, and suddenly Virgo steps into her rightful power as strength, and Ophiuchus has this beautiful energy of the hermit shining a light in the darkness, because that's what he does. So this one adjustment, strength for Virgo and the hermit for Ophiuchus, is a revolutionary key that unlocks the deeper dance between astrology and tarot. And once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. Okay, and now I promised I would go through each and every house and let you know how Virgo is showing up for each of the houses. And this works when during Virgo season, especially because the sun is how we identify with our soul self. The sun is the soul. And during Virgo season, the sun is going through Virgo. But also you can do it with the moon, with Venus, anytime a planet is in Virgo. If you have planets in Virgo, that is some extra energy and extra special stuff. I don't have time to go through the planets as well, but we're going to go house by house. So if you have Virgo in the first house, it means you've got Virgo rising. That means that is the shiny star pattern that you signed up to get aligned to on this planet. Virgo is super important for you because it is the I am, this is how I am seeing myself. This is my body. This is my expression of my soul. This is what I am doing to be an embodied soul or basically letting your soul spirit animate this physical body on this plane, and tapping into those energies is very sovereign, is very powerful. And yes, you are there and you're showing up and saying, yep, I am the one. I am the one who has this energy of improvement, of refinement, of course correcting, really, helping people with their habits, helping people break old habits. And all of that is who you are and something that you should be mastering in this lifetime. That is it. That is your jam. That is the big goal for you in this lifetime. Okay, so that is Virgo in the first house and Virgo rising, because the rising sign is always associated with the first house. Okay, so now we've got the second house. This is where you learn how to use tools and gather them and gather your assets and your values and what is important to you. What do you need to keep safe on a physical level? And it is an earth sign. With that, it aligns beautifully with Virgo because Virgo is an earth sign. So Virgo is showing up and helping you refine what you want to have in your life and the tools that you need for your physical world, your physical self. Anything solid that you can touch, this is definitely where Virgo is helping you perfect. So you're in your personal environment, your physical body, your health and well-being are key here. And what is it that you want to nurture and help to grow in particular? Because the second house is about growing and assets and self-worth. It's what are you worth? What is your self-worth? What is your health worth to you? And Virgo helps you with those things. Now, as we look at Virgo in the third house is all about curiosity. It's about the mind. It is an air-oriented type of thing. So Virgo is providing this stimulus of something real and tangible as an earth element sign. But she is also what is called ruled by Mercury. And Mercury is affiliated with the third house because the third house aligns with Gemini and Mercury, very much in alignment with learning and improving how you learn. And so if you have difficulty learning in a traditional way, this is where Virgo helps you out and says, hey, I can help with that. I can show you different ways where you can learn better, faster, and really get into the details of what it is that you're seeking to learn. And curiosity, generally, this is like, okay, yeah, let's find out about that. It really helps you drive and become more focused on everything that any new path, new idea, new creative pursuit, anything that tickles your imagination and makes you curious that you want to learn about is showing up. And this is also having to do with your basic communications, improving communications with friends, with family, and doing it in a quick-witted and nimble way. And this is a house where this big sign of Virgo can be nimble, can be quick. Yeah, that's pretty rare superpower, so go ahead and use it. So now we're going to look at the fourth house. So how does Virgo shine her lights on the fourth house? The fourth house is a watery house based off of Cancer and the moon. So there is a lot of goddess energy there as well. Water being a very yin energy, very internal. This is where family resides. This is the house where we embrace the ones we love. This is our hearth, our home, the things that give us joy. This is our ancestors. This is our grandmothers and grandfathers, our extended family, and our bloodline, and whatever weird quirks are going on with your family, with your bloodline. Even if you don't know it, if you're adopted and you don't know, well, there's Ancestry.com, which can clue you in with some of, your own quirks and things. What's happening here is it's touching you on that formative foundational level where you learned your emotional intelligence from the people around you during your early years. And she's allowing you to examine those and say, hey, am I acting out of my current truth or am I reacting based on those familial values which may not align with you, or maybe you want to embrace again after a period of rebellion and say, hey, no, I really am aligned with that. Help me with that, Virgo. And Virgo will be there step by step to support you like any good mother would be. Mother of galaxies and organizer of time and space and community. She's a great community organizer and a great family organizer. So if you want to be the hub for your family, you got that power. Whatever events you need to show up for, whatever you need to do to support your family and to help make their lives a bit better, a bit easier from sovereignty, not from guilt or demanded service, but from sovereignty. This is a beautiful time for you. And especially when the sun goes through it, because it really brings your soul into the equation. The next one is the fifth house. The fifth house is based on Leo. So it is a fire house, and it is all about creativity and expression, about being sovereign. Again, sovereignty comes in here because Regulus is one of Leo's main stars, and Regulus is regal. It stands for kings and queens. And so Leo is the sign of royalty. And so the fifth house, while it gives you that royalty, it also gives you the playfulness of a child, of a little kid running around playing top of the mountain. It's all about make-believe and feeling completely safe and protected in that Virgo mother energy, and knowing that you are her magical child here, and you can dance, you can sing, you can try new things, and you are completely safe doing that in her energy. And if you want to dive deep into any type of creative pursuit, or if you're looking to shine bright in the world and become a leader, she will guide you with that to help you manifest it, and also to help you perfect it and refine whatever message you need to get out in the world, because we all have our piece of the puzzle, our thread on the tapestry of this world, this beautiful earth. And our thread has very important things to do, and it's touching on so many others. And Virgo knows this, and Virgo will help you weave your life into the pattern that you want it to be. And that is a beautiful creative pursuit. And so express yourself, be bold, don't be shy, be that 5-year-old in the Batman costume who believes with all his heart he is Batman. So next we have the sixth house, and the sixth house, guess what? It is based on Virgo. So Virgo is as above, so below in the sixth house of service, of physical well-being, of perfection, of organizing your home, organizing your life, organizing your mind, and organizing communities to help make the world a better place. And you can do it on the ground. You can do it in your prayers, in your spiritual life. All of it is working for you. You are full circle when Virgo season is upon you, because the sun is shining and you are grounded in Mama Earth, and you are connected to Virgo through your beautiful heart, which knows that the highest calling is to serve, and that every king and queen can only hold their power by being of service to the people. Yeah, this is leadership without the ego. This is leadership of service. Okay? So this is also about helping those less fortunate than you, and being open to doing that even if it makes you a little bit uncomfortable, and trying not to be too critical of yourself or the people around you as they try and make things better, as they try to be of service. We all have to learn things from the very beginning. We can't just step in and be a master right away. So all that learning that she has to offer you, what she is teaching you, is how to be of service better and better and better. Better today than yesterday, better tomorrow than today. And that's okay. Incremental stuff. Nobody's perfect. Nobody is perfect. And that's the beauty of it. Our beauty isn't in perfection. It's in our ability to appreciate imperfection. Okay. So then we move on to the 7th house, which is built off of the scales, Libra. So it's very much an air energy, but Libra is ruled by Venus. So when you have Virgo in the 7th house of partnerships and contracts, it's like, okay, this is time to read the fine print and make sure before you sign on the dotted line that everything is in order and according to your desires, your needs, and make sure everything is fair and that everyone's needs are being met, that everybody's being heard, whether this is in your personal relationships or in business. Virgo is showing up here to assist you and say, yeah, these communications, they have to be spot on and they do have to be value based. Make sure everybody gets what they need or it's going to be out of balance. And it's about showing up and serving people at their need and also listening as much or more than you speak. Because as wise as you are, not everybody wants to be told what to do all the time. And there is that tendency, especially if you have authority. This is the challenge of Virgo Libra with like a parent and a teenager. There's rebellion happening there, and you have to sit back and listen and say, hey, I've been there, and they're never going to believe you, but it is what it is. I only know that because I've been there. I rebelled in a very weird way. Let's look at this 8th house. This 8th house represents the mysteries and the depth of meaning of life. Because the 8th house is associated with Scorpio and Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus is an 8th house resident. And that 8th house is that eternity sign. It's that number 8. And this is the depth. These are the mysteries. This is the secrets. And she is there to say, hey, you need to work on your shadow. You need to be a productive member of society. You can't hide in the darkness all the time, you beautiful goth child that you are. You do have to show up, even if it's only by candlelight, and assist others on their path through darkness. Or you could be that modern yogi guru type and bringing that to light. And the other thing that you're going to notice here, if you have Virgo there, you're going to be able to spot it when people are lying. You're going to have an uneasy feeling when, okay, stuff is coming out, and you're going to want to do something about it. You're going to want to make sure things are better as a result of the truth coming out, of lies being uncovered, of betrayals and dishonesty showing up. You're the one who's going to be saying, no, that's totally unacceptable. We can't have that in our lives. We have to clean this up and get that stuff moved out of our lives and reorganize, rethink, restructure, examine, clean up your mess, your personal messes, your emotional messes. This could be very much an emotional type of work for you. This is a no joke area because you can go to extremes. So take care of yourself, take care of everything you need, and make sure you have 2 or 3 people to call on if you need assistance with any of this, because it's okay to ask for help. You're not expected to do it all on your own. So Virgo in the 9th house. Okay, 9. Guess what? That's our Sagittarius super intellectual philosopher and magician and traveler, the traveling archaeologist who loves adventure. That's our Indiana Jones. That is Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. It's all about adventure and exploring and learning and telling stories. That's what happens in the ninth house, in that area of your life. And Virgo is there to take a look at the details of everything. Yes, you're expanding, but how, where, why, and is this the right thing to do right now? Really refining your focus and being able to refocus multiple times on multiple subjects. And having that organization skill especially is going to come in really handy to make sure you have your passport and everything you need to go traveling, whether it is from town to town, state to state, country to country, across the waters, in the skies. Virgo's going to be there for you as well, even on the astral plane. So yeah, don't discount her ability to fly high and be there for you in her beautiful mothering, super mom of the galaxy way, okay? The next house we're going to look at is the 10th house. This is based off of Capricorn, our goatfish. And so here we have this sort of transformation through hard work, through being present, through paying attention to what is needed. Do we need to use that perfectionist side of ourselves? Is that how we're going to climb this mountain? Is that how we're going to tackle our dreams? Our 10th house is how we show up in the world. That's how you're going to be showing up in life. That's how you're going to be showing up in your career. You're going to be known as the one who, has that big goddess energy. And people may not even associate it with Virgo. Yes, perfectionism can be a thing in your life as you try and work with others especially. And you have to understand the 10th house is about being recognized and what is the legacy you're going to be leaving behind. And when you think of Virgo, think of how incredible she is and all those galaxies that are gathered around her, that she is the gravitational center for. Be that gravitational center for the people around you and be the one who supports them. So I'm talking to myself here because, as I mentioned earlier in the video, it's all Virgo all the time in my 10th house. So comment below if you're with me on that. And it's very earthy. It is very supportive of real world results. This isn't a pie in the sky type of thing. Virgo is there to get the job done and to get it done right. And she is the how you work with that 10th house energy. Now, as we look further, we're going to step into the 11th house, which is based on Aquarius. So it's about humanity. It's about expanding our horizons. It's about appreciating everyone who's unique and your friendship groups and your network groups and your communications with them, and always finding a better attitude and altitude a little bit, because there is that aspect of the 11th house of being that angel number 11, which is a powerful number when you turn it up to 11. When you go from 10, the house of recognition and legacy, to 11, the house of community and humanity as a whole. It does turn things up to 11, and Virgo is here for that, to assist with that expression of how you're showing up for your community. Finding your tribe that you can be wholly devoted to and help amplify the earth energy in that very altruistic and very airy and very psychic framework electrical energy that happens in your tribe, your community. Even your extended family could be part of this. And Virgo is there to help organize all these whirlwinds of ideas into a usable system. And that is priceless for those who are the idea makers who put it out there, and Virgo helps find you, and you can take on these tasks and you can make this happen. And then all of a sudden, because Virgo is there and is able to help organize the people, you're there to help organize people. Yeah, you're a community organizer when you're doing this. Just saying. Now we move on to the 12th house. The 12th house to be saying, hey, I am in my zone, my cocoon, my safe space for refining emotions into wisdom. This is that more watery energy. So it's earth and water coming together. And this is where you transform your sensitivity into service, but you're doing it in such a way that you are in your safe place while you're doing it. You're caring for yourself first. You're serving yourself first. Because the 12th house has to do with things like institutions. It can be your home. It can be your sanctuary. It is whatever is set apart when you are alone, when you are set apart from general humanity in some way, shape, or form. And this can be a retreat situation. Virgo is there to, like I said, help really you get to the bottom of the flow of your emotions and how to improve how you show up in the world when you're ready to come out of your safe space. All right. So, yeah, that's how Virgo's going to be working for you, helping you find your safe space, helping you find your center, helping you understand where you are as that gravitational pull for others, but without having to deal with the people in the moment. So notice where Virgo is falling in your true sidereal chart, and where is she asking you to heal, serve, refine, and improve your life and step into her deep sovereignty of that mother goddess energy. And don't forget to download your free True Sidereal Starter Guide, Unlock the New Zodiac, if you haven't already. You're going to want that. I'm telling you, you're going to find that really useful. It's your key to understand the real sky and the 13 signs and the rhythm of how Mother Earth and the sun are working together again with that backdrop of the stars. So here's the real truth. She's a sovereign goddess who, in her own right, is creating more galaxies within her. Lots of galaxies, lots of black holes within Virgo. When you honor her rituals of creation, refinement, and heart-centered service, you're aligning with the order of the cosmic universe itself. And in particular, it's time for you to step into that sovereignty. And remember, you are the rightful heir to your own throne. And now that you see the strength of Virgo in True Sidereal Astrology, and even how Ophiuchus is getting jiggy as the hermit, you might be wondering, how does True Sidereal Astrology really work? Well, click over and watch this video next, because when you combine that with the information I've just shared with you about Virgo, it's way more powerful. Take care, my shiny friends, and I'll see you in the next video.